Hey everybody, Chevelle, nobody else's auto. We're back out on the road, stop by my old friend's place again. We get through here a couple times a year. Always like to share a few things with you. He's not open to the public anymore, but he still lets me in and lets me share some of this stuff with you. So super appreciate that. He always just says, if you got any questions, to call me. And then I can get a hold of him the next time I come through this area. But there's a lot of cool stuff in here, but man, it is deep, it is bad. One thing that's interesting this time is it is actually dry in here. This is in a wetter part of the country, and some areas of this yard are very low, and water sits in a lot of it. What's amazing about this time is it is, like I said, literally probably as dry as I've ever seen it in here. And it's definitely overgrown as well. But since it's dry, we're gonna get you into an area where we've never shot before, because literally, even if there hasn't been rain, this area is wet. But today, it's dry. Let's take a few minutes, check some of this stuff out. So this is a very low area in this yard. We kind of can look past the weeds. We can kind of see how it literally looks like kind of the bottom of a dried up lake. If we look at this wheel, we can kind of see where the water typically sits about halfway up on the hub. Kind of gives you an idea that it's usually, this area is typically in 4 to 6 inches of water. So which means this stuff is very rusty. And that's what I kind of want to share with you to give you an idea of what some of this stuff is like in here. Obviously, you know, definitely anything with a vinyl top, just like this whole Coupe de Ville, the roofs are shot on them. And then of course, sitting this flat on the ground in water, the floors are gone. I mean, these cars are rusty. We come up behind this old 69 Chevelle. This is an old 4-door. And obviously already been pretty heavily stripped. You know, it is a 4-door, so that means all the front end stuff has been gone for decades. I'm sure used on a 2-door. But one thing interesting is behind this Chevelle is, if we look on the ground, if you guys can make it out, this was a hood. Was. I use the term hood very loosely. This was a hood. We can see where the structure was at. We can see where some of the holes were. We can see the front of it. We can actually still see a piece of the molding on it. But that was actually a hood that has been laying here upside down for so long. It has literally been reclaimed by the earth. 67 Buick Special 4-door. There again, kind of in the same boat. Look at the back window area on this car. Here's another good example, a kind of a bigger area where it literally looks like a dried up lake. And since we don't have any weeds for some reason in this one spot, it gives us a little better look at this. Let's look at the 67 Special, give us an idea what we're up against. There again, we can see about halfway up the wheel where the water line typically is. Now, look at the rocker panel on this 67 Special. Literally falling off of the car. Old AMC back here. Ford Galaxy. Like I said, this stuff is deep, it is thick, it is nasty. Old Vega. Another big old Cadillac. Sitting next to an old 98. Like I said, just not a heck of a lot left in here, especially in this area. The rust has just reclaimed this area. There's bits and pieces. I'm back in here still getting some trim. Just got some trim off that 69 Chevelle that we saw. Some things like that. But structurally wise, not much left of these old cars. Old 2-door Plymouth. Man, look at this thing. It was hit. This Torino was hit in the rear, we can see. And then it has sat here in the water until the body has literally rotted away. The frame is rotted away. The whole rear wheel well, even the wheel has completely rotted away. So that's what, like I said, we've never really been down in this area before because it's always standing in water. Old Impala. So, structurally, not a lot left of these down in this hole. But kind of interesting to see what happens when nature does reclaim some of this stuff. Look at the back of this Cadillac. Kind of work our way back around over here a bit. Also kind of tricky walking. Old Mercury Colony Park wagon. Sitting here, if you look close, you can see where the body is literally starting to just melt back into the earth. Sitting here in these low spots. Well, that gives you a quick idea what it's like in this area. Like I said, it is definitely a wetter part of the country. It gets moisture in here. There are some of these areas in this facility that are so low, they just really don't hardly dry out. And this is one of those specific areas. So like I said, I'm getting a few bits and pieces of trim in here. Like the vinyl top moldings off that Chevelle. I'll probably get some trim off that Skylark, some things like that. But almost kind of crazy. You know, we always talk about these cars being reclaimed into the earth, things like that. And this is kind of a pretty good example of that actually happening. So hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of sad in a way, but like I said, at least we're still saving some bits and pieces off these cars. Anything you see, you got any questions about, just give me a call. Just like any of the other videos we've got on the channel, 620-786-4428. Give me a holler. We'll see if we can help you out. If you like this old stuff, junkyard crawls, old cars, old trucks, old memorabilia, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. It's about all we do on here, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And if you enjoy old cars and trucks, I think you'll enjoy it too. So be sure to check out some of the other videos. Definitely click that subscribe button and start hanging out with us here on the channel. So hope you enjoyed this crawl. Checked out some cool old iron, the remains of some old iron, but sometimes it's kind of cool to see that too. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this video. We sure hope to see you soon on the next one.